Hello everyone. Today I will present my BMI Calculator app. This app helps users to calculate their BMI and provide insight into their weight status. In this presentation, I will walk through how the app works and explore the code base. This is the home page. Here you can see the input field for name, height, and weight. Beside the calculator is a BMI range. I put it on my layout to make the user more easier to know the range. User can click Calculate BMI to submit the form, and the app will calculate the BMI and display the result along with weight status. There is also a View History button to access historical data. Here is the historical data that I have calculated before. So now I would like to explain my code. Here is my index HTML. This HTML code creates a web page for a BMI calculator. It includes a form where user can input their name, height, and weight, along with a button to calculate their BMI. The result of the calculation is displayed below the form. Additionally, there's a table showing BMI categories based on calculator values. User can also view their historical data with a separate button. The functionality of the calculator is handled by an external JavaScript file linked at the end of the document. Next is History HTML. This HTML file creates a web page to display historical BMI calculation. It has a header with a back button and a title, Historical Data, followed by a table to present the BMI data. Using JavaScript, it fetches historical data from local storage and dynamically fills the table rows with this information. If there is no data, it shows a message indicating the absence of the historical record. Clicking the back button takes user back to the main BMI calculator homepage. This setup offers user an easy way to view and manage their BMI history. Now I would like to explain style CSS. Here is all of my code for style CSS. This file plays a crucial role in enhancing the visual appeal of the BMI calculator. The CSS defines the font, background, and alignment setting for the body to create a welcoming user interface. It also styles the form and table, ensuring consistent padding, margin, and color for a polished look. Additionally, animations such as fade-in and skew-in effect are included to improve user experience. This CSS file is linked in the HTML head section using a link tag, ensuring that these styles are applied to the HTML elements. History CSS. History. This CSS file style a BMI calculator web app, making it look nice and easy to use. The body has a background image and center the content. The container has a white, semi-transparent background with padding, rounded corner, and a shadow for a polished look. The header style the header and back button, ensuring they look good and are responsive. The table container make the table scrollable and add a shadow. Table have readable padding, sticky headers, and hover effect. Media query adjusts the layout for a smaller screen. The link tag connects the history CSS file to the HTML document, applying its style to the web page. Script.js. This JavaScript code handles BMI calculation on a web page by capturing user input upon from submission, preventing default from behavior, and displaying error message if fields are incomplete. It calculates the BMI, determines the user weight, status, and display related information, including an image, emoji, and any needed weight change advice. The results are shown in a container that changes background color based on BMI status, and the data is stored in local storage along with the date and time. It also highlights the corresponding row in the BMI range table and animates the result display. This script is included at the end of the HTML body using a script tag to ensure it runs after the HTML content is loaded. Storing data to local storage. This code saves information about a person's BMI calculation in the browser. It collects details like name, height, weight, BMI value, and status, along with the date and time of the calculation. Then, it adds this information to a list of previous calculations. Finally, it stores this list in the browser memory so that even if the page is closed or refreshed, the data still can access. Retrieving data from local storage. This could retrieve previously stored BMI calculations data from the browser local storage. It first check if there's any data stored under the key BMI history. If data exists, it passes it from a string to format to a JavaScript object using JSON pass. If no data exists, it initializes an empty array. This ensures that the history data variable always contains an array, either with the stored data or an empty array if there is no stored data. Displaying historical data. This code segment displays historical BMI data on a web page. It first selects the HTML element with the ID history using document getElementById history. Then it checks if there is any historical data available by examining the length of the history data array. If there is no data available, it adds a single row to the table with a message indicating that there is no historical data. If there is data available, it iterates over each entry in the history data array using for each. For each entry, it creates a new table row and populates it with table cells containing the date, time, name, height, weight, BMI value, and BMI status of the corresponding entry. Finally, it appends each row to the table body to display the historical data. Implementation of back button. This code creates a header section for a page titled Historical Data. It contains a back button represented by an image, a title Historical Data, and a placeholder to balance the space. The back button allows user to navigate to the previous page. So my presentation is end. Thank you for your listening.